intro to my reading vlog over here. I want to apologize to you. I'm not using a microphone right now, so I am trying to sit close. So it picks up my phone, or my phone can pick up my voice better, but I need a new microphone. This bad boy has finally bit the dust. It worked well for a video this morning, but I think it's over. But I'm still gonna film the reading vlog I want to, and I'm just really hoping the audio is not gonna be garbage. Fingers crossed. Here are the books I wanna read while I'm doing this reading vlog, my first reading vlog. The first is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I've already read about half of this. It's extremely cute and whimsical so far. It is about a cafe in Tokyo that has like a time slip in one of the seats. So you can go sit in that seat and go back in time to the cafe. You have to stay in that seat, but you can talk to someone who maybe you need to say something to. But nothing you do in the past will change the future. And you only have enough time that it takes a cup of coffee to get cold to spend back there. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm hoping I'm gonna finish it either tonight or tomorrow. Next, I'm gonna read The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This book, two of my neighbors are obsessed with and really want me to read it so we can talk about it. I know it's about a therapist who has a patient who commits a brutal murder and then doesn't speak. And I really liked The Maidens, which Alex Michaelides wrote. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm hoping this is gonna be one of those books I just fly through and I read in like 2 days, but we'll see. And then next, I wanna at least start The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. This is a fantasy romance, I think. I think it's classified as fantasy though, but there might be a romantic plotline about a woman named Sadie who is a witch, but there's like a curse that her magic is a trade-off that she'll have 4 heartbreaks in her life. Her grandmother has just been diagnosed with cancer and given weeks to live, so she's preparing for a heartbreak when her first heartbreak comes back to town. I'm really looking forward to this, and I think Brianne Randall has done an amazing job marketing this. She's been all over Instagram and TikTok, like everybody's been loving it. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Can't wait to read it and let you know what I think. Also, because I am an insomniac, I always have to have a book on my Kindle to read when I can't sleep. So last night I started Bear You Belong, the Grizz Mountain Shifters book. The author's name's not coming up, so I'll put the cover right here. And it is so far a romance between a wolf shifter and a bear shifter. I only read the first 2 chapters last night, but it's only like 200 pages. So there's a good chance I'll read and finish that as well. But my big plans are to finish Before the Coffee Gets Cold, maybe finish The Silent Patient, and hopefully get a big chunk of The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic done. I'll also put some random stuff of what I do during the week. Maybe some baking, maybe some cooking, other stuff like that. So I'll check in a little while with you and let you know what I think of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Hello, quick update. It's like 7 o'clock. I just put all my kids to bed. I jinxed myself thinking that I could do a vlog this week because all my kids were healthy. One of my kids came home from school super sick. And then I was sitting on the couch with her and we were watching It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and I grabbed Before the Coffee Gets Cold so I could read it while we were watching it. She started coughing really hard and I asked my 7-year-old daughter if she could get her a glass of water. And she did, and then right before she handed it to her, she tripped and threw a glass of water at me and nailed my book. So I only have like 40 pages left. It's quite damp. I'm worried that I'm going to rip the pages. We're in a weird place weather-wise because it's quite hot and humid out for October. It was like 85 today, which is really weird here. And we don't have our heat on. So there was like nowhere I could dry it. So it's just a little damp, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm almost done. And then I'll let you know what I think. Okay, it's not much later. And I just finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And I really, really enjoyed that book. It was a lot sadder than I was expecting. Like way sadder. Like I did sob earlier today reading it. But it's very beautiful. I was picturing it more like whimsical. I would say it's more like heartwarming is the wrong word, like heart tugging. It's really beautiful. You get a full fuller review a different time. None of my kids are going to bed. I gotta go get them all back in their beds. See you tomorrow. Good morning. I just got 3 of my kids to school. One is homesick. And I didn't do any reading last night. I was pretty exhausted. And then my daughter, who's sick, had kind of a hard time sleeping. So I finished before the coffee gets cold last night. And then this morning, I have the silent patient to start, which I'm going to. I can't do like any of my errands today like I was planning. So hopefully I'll get a lot of reading/writing work done, because I do actually have like a ton of writing work to do. And other than that, I'll probably be watching a lot of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Bluey all day long. But I'll check in a little while after I read some of the silent patient and let you know what I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Not that late. It just feels very late for me because I get up very early, so I go to bed kind of early, but I'm in my bed. I have read 75 pages of The Silent Patient, and so far I like it. Compared to The Maidens, the other book by Alex Michaelides, I have to say The Maidens was a little bit more like grab me right away, probably because the setting was so dark academia, which was is like very much my jam. But I'm liking this very much. It's like 9:45-ish, but I do wake up between 5:30 and 6. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna read 25 pages of this to get me out of The Silent Patient, to get me to page 100 today. And then I think I'm gonna read a little bit of my Shifter Romance on my Kindle to unwind, because I will say The Silent Patient's not really like an unwind book. We're right now in a mental hospital of sorts with a lot of violent criminals, and we are in the POV of a therapist who has just started working there, and he wanted to work there to work with a particular patient who's the silent patient, the one who doesn't talk, who murdered her husband terribly. But so far I am liking the book. I'm just not like totally engrossed yet, but I do feel like with thrillers usually you got to give it to like page 200 and then you can't put it down. So maybe tomorrow will be a big binge read day. So for now, I'm going to sign off and read for a little bit, but I'm not going to check back in tonight because I'm going to like go ahead and put my mouth guard in and all that jazz. See you tomorrow. Good morning. I just watched my 5th grader get on the bus. I'm not allowed to walk him to the bus stop anymore, but the nice thing is when I sit in this chair, we have a huge window here and I can see the bus stop, which is at the corner. And I watched him get on with his friend, and no one is homesick today. I do have to take one of my kids to the dentist in the middle of the day, but mostly it's going to be a normal day, which is very exciting for me. So last night I ended up reading a little bit more than 25 pages. I think I read like 35, maybe 40. I'm on page 109 of The Silent Patient, and I'm liking it. Like, I'm going to try to read another 100 pages today. Sorry, the lighting is here. It's so bad. There's a can light literally right above me. I'm not like completely engrossed yet. I'm still waiting. It's definitely interesting. At the point I'm at right now, the therapist his name is Theo. He has met with Alicia, who's the silent patient, the woman who brutally murdered her husband and then hasn't spoken since. And it's been years. It's been like 7 years, I think. He's met with her 2 times. And one of the times she like violently attacked him. But he's considering that like communication. It is interesting looking at like psychology in this way. Fun fact, in high school, I thought I was maybe going to be a psychologist. I never wanted to be a psychiatrist because I never wanted to go to med school. But I thought about being a psychologist, and then I took AP Psych, and I hated that class so much, which is probably good that I didn't waste any of my college time on psychology because I ended up really disliking it so much. But I am liking this book. I also last night read a bit of my Kindle read, which I've got my Kindle right here. I'm just trying to remember what the book's called. Tell me your title. There You Belong. And you know, I'm on chapter 6. I've read 53 out of 206 pages. I'm about a quarter into it. And it's a perfect like bedtime book. The main characters are Bryony. Bryony is the girl's name, the woman's name. And I can't remember what the man's name is now. But she's like shows up at his door super injured. And he's a bear shifter and she's a wolf shifter. And she's like partially shifted because she's like so weak, and he takes her and takes care of her. And I love it doesn't matter if it's a hero or a heroine. I love a human doting on their love. So he's like been making her soup and stuff. And I do enjoy that. Probably because like I'm a mom of a lot. Sorry, my video cut off because my alarm went off reminding me that I need to call my daughter out for her dentist appointment. But I think I like that trope because I'm a mom of a lot of kids, and very few people actually take care of me when I'm sick, because usually the whole family is sick when I'm sick. But I, like legit, when I got COVID, I was very unlucky because I had it at the same time as 2 of my kids, and we had to quarantine from the rest of our family. And so I didn't even get to like watch shows I wanted to watch. I watched like 12 hours of Bluey one day. Then I did let my kids watch Harry Potter for the first time, which scared them a little bit, but was exciting for me. Okay. This is all to say, I'm going to let myself relax for a little bit this morning before I start doing like all my morning stuff. I have to film today. I have to make myself presentable to film today. And I have a lot of writing work to do, but I'm going to go call my daughter out for her dentist appointment. And then I think I'm gonna let myself read for about 30 minutes before I start doing my normal, like Thursday morning activities. And I'll check in with you in a little bit and see what's going on with the silent patient. See ya. Hi, so messy over there. Did my hair and my makeup and just filmed a video that you'll see before this video comes out. And the silent patient has gotten so good. I was gonna read for like 20 minutes before I like cleaned the kitchen and got ready to film and everything. And I ended up reading for like 45. So I'm at like page like 185 now. And it's finally like really picked up and I'm really enjoying it. So I have to take my child to the dentist for a little bit. And I'm debating whether or not I'm going to run to Target because I need a new toothbrush, which seems like I shouldn't go to Target for, because if I do, I'll buy a lot of other stuff while I'm there that I don't need. But that also kind of sounds like fun. And my kids will be excited if I get like some fun Halloween cookies for snack for after school, right? I'm just, trying to figure out a way for me to get some snacks at Target. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take her to the dentist. I also have to return a ton of books to the library. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to film, though. I'm not great at filming when I'm driving, not great at filming when I have a kid with me. But the silent patient is great. I'm also just realizing I told myself I was going to film starting Tuesday in the afternoon, ending Friday morning. I don't think I can finish The Silent Patient and start The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic in that time, because it's Thursday. What time is it? Like 11 a.m. And like I have stuff to do. Like my daughter has like 9 sheets of math homework to do tonight because she was sick a lot, and 7-year-olds need their parent to sit next to them while they're doing that. So, and I also have some writing work I need to do. I might extend this vlog into Saturday so that I can finish The Silent Patient and get a chunk read of The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. But for now, we'll see. Maybe I'll be good, and the next clip you'll see is just me going for a nice autumnal walk. But it'll probably be me in Target. I'm leaving Target. I am not going to go to the library to drop off the books, even though I have them next to me, because I read quite a bit more of The Silent Patient before my daughter's dentist appointment. And it got so good that it's 1:15 right now. And I'm hoping I can finish it before my kids get home at 3:05. I got no writing work done whatsoever today. None. I can do some tonight. But it literally really started it really picked up. And I really want to see where it's going now. So I'm going to go home from Target. Look at my car with all those car seats in the back. I'm going to go home from Target. I'm going to make myself a salad to eat while I eat and read, and hopefully finish it. And then if I do, I can start The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic tonight if I feel like it. Yeah. Okay. See you in a bit. You want to know how good the end of The Silent Patient was? I'm not done eating my salad yet. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed that thriller. Was it the best thriller I ever read? Probably not, but it was very good. I understand why people like it so much. No spoilers, but yeah. All right, so for this vlog so far, I've finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold and The Silent Patient. Read a bit of the Bear Shifter book, and tonight maybe I'll read a little of The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. But for now, I am going to get some work done that I really need to get done before my kids get home. We could do a quick reading check-in while I'm stirring my chili and simmering because none of my kids are in here. And it's Saturday. I totally didn't film yesterday at all, I think. But I finished Bear You Belong, the Shifter book I was reading this morning, and it was so fun and perfect. And I really just love reading. Sometimes just a Shifter book. You can hear my kids laughing in the background. They seem happy. And then I'm on page 55 of The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. And you know what? It's really cute. I really like it so far. It's everything I wanted Small Town Big Magic to be. I like the main character a lot, Sadie. I like all the people in the town. I like the way they've set the town up. Sorry, my kitchen is so messy. It's cleaning day. A child is walking in. Get out of here. Yes. So I'm really enjoying that book. I'm probably going to read a lot of it tonight because my husband has to work tonight, and I'm going to put my kids to bed early. We're having dinner at 5 o'clock, so everyone can be in bed by 7, minus the oldest, but he can kind of do his own thing. And it's really cold today. We had our first full-on October day. The high was 48, which we had 80-degree weather on Tuesday, that was odd, not this. But I've got a cozy sweater on. It's been so nice. I sat outside in the backyard for a little while, wrapped up, and read The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic for about 30 minutes, and it was lovely. So I'm gonna go back to the chili. I'm gonna read some more, and then I'll let you know what happens. I can't believe how messy the back of my house is right now. All my cabinets are open. This is just my life. Hello. My kids are in bed. My husband has left for work, and I just realized that I say things a lot my husband's going to work in the evening, and I'm sure you're all thinking that he's does something works at a hospital or works night shifts. He does not. My husband has a very Mad Men-esque job in which he has to entertain clients in the evening, and so that is what he is doing tonight. And you can see lovely, I don't film here because obviously there's a large sliding door behind me, but also you can see we got our deck painted during high pandemic, 2020, May. And the person who was supposed to paint our deck had a family emergency and had to like leave the state, which was very, scary. Everything ended up being fine. But so he got this random guy to come, and literally this guy got paint everywhere where he wasn't supposed to. So that paint is on the window. It doesn't come off. We'll eventually figure it out. But I was just checking in because I don't actually think I'm going to read tonight. I think I'm going to watch an episode of Bob's Burgers because I love Bob's Burgers. And then I might watch some old episodes of Miss Scarlet and the Duke. And I'm going to do a puzzle. I cleaned this room today because last night, I didn't even tell you guys this in the last shot I did. My husband and I were sitting in here. This is where our TV is. This is like our playroom, but it has a TV in it. We were sitting in here watching. We were going to watch New Moon because I'm making my husband watch the Twilight movies with me right now. 10 out of 10 recommend. He's been going in. He knew nothing going in. He did nothing but entertain me and make me laugh so hard with his commentary when we watched Twilight. So we were going to watch New Moon last night, but then the kids like wouldn't go to bed, and it was like 8:30 and we were both really tired. And we're at the point where we're like, I don't know if I can enjoy a movie that we're starting after 8:30. So we just put on like Love is Blind, I think, on Netflix. And then all of a sudden my husband was like, I can see a mouse. And I am not like a prim and proper lady. Like, I will catch/kill any bug. I mean, I'm not going to kill a bee. I'm going to release it outside, but like, I'm fine. But like, mice really just, and it was a baby and we didn't want to kill it. So it took an hour for us to catch it. Luckily, this room, which is where we were, has a pocket door. So we closed the pocket door. We were able to trap it in a corner. And then we were finally, literally after an hour, able to trap it in a plastic like storage container and then like flip it over quickly and put the top on. And then we walked it. We live in like a relatively like populated neighborhood, and I didn't want the mouse to get in any of my neighbors' houses, but our friends who are our neighbors moved out of their house almost a year ago, and it's vacant. No one lives there. And so we let it go in their yard because we know no one lives there. We're like, if it gets in, there's not going to be any food there for starters. And, it's not going to bother anybody. But so that was our evening. Instead of watching New Moon last night, we trapped a mouse. But because of that, today I deep cleaned this room because I wanted to Clorox the floor just because I was like worried. We didn't know how long that mouse has been here. We knew it had come in this way because this room is connected to our garage, and our kids, the door doesn't close automatically, and our kids don't shut that door constantly. Like when they go outside, they don't make sure it slams shut. So we knew it had gotten it, how it had gotten it in, but I just really wanted to Clorox wipe the entire floor. So I ended up decluttering a lot of toys and puzzles and games and all that stuff. But there's this puzzle, which I'm going to tip my camera really quickly, that I love. That's a 200-piece puzzle. And it's, oh, sorry, I'm like blocking my camera. It is, where's the case? Europe. And I really like 200-piece puzzles because I don't really have good patience for a 500-piece puzzle. And I like that I can do a 200-piece puzzle in an evening. I'm not going to leave it set up. I can't with the kids. They'll take pieces. This legit says 6 and up. That's the kind of puzzles I like to do. But so I was like, I'm going to do this puzzle. I'm going to watch a Bob's Burgers. I'm maybe going to watch a rerun of Miss Scarlet and the Duke. And then I'm probably going to go to bed before my husband gets home because that's how I roll on a Saturday night. But I'll do an actual outro tomorrow with everything I read during this reading vlog. And maybe I will end up reading some of the unfortunate side effects of magic and heartbreak. I think I got that title right. If I end up reading some tonight, which I might. I'm probably not going to stay down here for that long because I'm going to need to force my oldest to go to bed soon. I'll see you soon with my next check and hopefully no mice tonight. We're going to wrap up this vlog now that it's Tuesday morning, and I told myself I would wrap it up on Friday. So I am so sorry because my neighbors getting their roof redone. We had a really, really intense, terrible, scary hailstorm in May, and everyone in my neighborhood needed a new roof, and they're still getting done. And my right next door neighbor, like literally we are very close to each other, are getting their roof redone. But they were yesterday too, and I don't know how many days this is gonna go on. I was like, I just have to film my outro. So my plan was that I was gonna read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, The Silent Patient, start The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, and then read Bear You Belong. And I did everything I wanted to do. So let's just do a quick wrap up in order of which I finished these things. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by, I'm always like, how do we say that person's name again? Toshikazu Kawaguchi, I think is correct. My final thoughts on this was a lot sadder than I thought it would be. So I went into this thinking it would be extremely whimsical and fun and magical. And it has those traits. I wouldn't really put whimsical as like number one. It has those traits, but it also is pretty sad. So the premise is that there's this cafe in Tokyo, which the setting is also phenomenal. And there's this particular seat in the cafe. And if you sit there with a cup of coffee, you can go back in time to that particular cafe and stay in that seat. And you can stay until the coffee gets cold. So you have to finish drinking your coffee before it gets cold, and you have to finish it. And the second you finish it, you get sent back. And I don't know why I was thinking that would be very whimsical, because a lot of it is about seeing people who aren't in your lives anymore for different reasons. So I did cry reading this, but it is very beautiful. In terms of reading the rest of the series, I don't know if I'm going to. I feel like I thought it was going to be a little bit more like happy or maybe quirky, and it's not. It's sad, but beautiful. Next, I finished Bear You Belong by Becca Jameson. I can't remember if I finished that or The Silent Patient next. I read those at the same time, and I really liked this. It was a very fun shifter book. I am not allowed to buy any Kindle books right now because I have so many on my Kindle after doing Stuff Your e-reader. But I sent myself a sample of book 2. I do that a lot. And so that when I have read a lot of these books I got from Stuff Your e-reader, I will then return to this series because I did really enjoy it. You have Bryony, I think how you say the heroine's name, who is escaping a bad situation in her pack, and she lands on a doorstep, very injured and like half shifted, and meets Asher, who is a shifter, but he has like a weird thing that makes him not like suitable company for other people. And a lot of the book is him taking care of her. And I love a caring scene. So I did really enjoy that. And I really like the twist on Asher as to why he felt like he couldn't be around people. It was very fun. I will definitely continue on with the series. Then, of course, I read The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. So I went into this knowing it was going to have like a crazy twist, because why else would everyone talk about it all the time and say what an amazing book it was? So I did try to guess the twist. Like I read like 2 chapters and I was like, I'm going to try and guess the twist. And I was close, but I didn't get it. I'm not going to say what I guessed because I don't want anyone to get spoiled at all, because I do think it's a very good book. It's definitely like a psychological thriller. I am very curious about Alex Michaelides' relationships with therapists in his life, because that was a part of The Maidens too. And I read his author bio. He's not like a former therapist. I don't really want to give anything away about this because I do think it's a great thriller, and if you like thrillers, you should read it. But the premise is basically that there's this woman who's an artist who brutally murders her husband and then never speaks again. And she's in like I don't know what the correct word for it, failing mental hospital. So it's like a mental hospital that has very low funding and might close. And this therapist really wants to work with her because it was like sensationalized in the news. And so he leaves his kind of good, steady job and goes to work at this failing mental hospital so he can work with this woman. And then the story goes from there. It was an extremely quick read. I mean, you saw I read it in under 2 days. And if you like thrillers, I'd recommend it. Last, I have The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, and I am on page 78. Now, you will notice, I started reading this on Thursday or Friday, I can't remember. But I tend to, if you ever like look at my wrap-ups and you're like, wow, how does she read that many books in a month? I like really jam my books together. So I'll get in like a reading mood, and then just read nonstop. So last week when I was filming this vlog, I read kind of nonstop. I had already started Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but I think I started that on Monday. So, you know, in the space of 5 days, I read 3 books and then a couple pages in this. I think the first chapter in this. And then this weekend, I barely read at all. I'm liking this a lot so far. I think it's what I thought Small Town Big Magic was going to be, which I think I said in the first clip I talked about it. It's very descriptive writing, like very beautiful, flowery writing, which for me lends itself to a slower read. I tend to not read flowery writing quickly. I tend to really take my time with it. So I'm guessing I will read this book over the course of this week. But unlike last week in which I read 3 books, I'll probably only read this book this week because I'll just take my time with it. Also, I'm being a good writer and doing a lot of writing work, which I have to do. Last week was all about reading. This week's going to be about writing. So that concludes my first reading vlog. It was fun. It was interesting. It is hard to film with children, which you see some choppy stuff because of my kids. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I either interested you in some of those books or you had already read them and were curious to see what I thought. I will see you soon in another video. But as always, I hope you're in the middle of a good book, about to start reading a good book, or about to start writing a great book. I'll see you soon.